The hell?
Remember how this game began?
Vaguely.
Several years ago. Well, it was a while because we had the break in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, this was before the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah. No demonic judge. Remember
Oh,
this?
yes.
Demonic judge. No, it's similar.
I remember this now.
It's the evil judge and his...
Oh, this is you.
I can't.
I cannot allow you to go on like this.
Question mark. What?
Silence!
Fool.
You are no longer worthy of your title.
Objection. And then it goes into CSI Miami credits. Oh, I've had that dream before, someplace, some time ago.
Many months ago.
It's my inner monologue I now have. After this day has been written into my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer and win the Pokemon League. I mean, wrong game. To prove a killer innocent. Now that's a defense attorney.
Yeah.
True.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Going down. There we go.
Right, I was going to say, is this just an hour long just because of you just not pushing buttons?
Phone! Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You gotta prove me not guilty today, right? On your wrist phone. With its glass of chocolate milk. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me, your precious friend's life is right on today's verdict, too. Chocolate milk. Truly, I'm evil.
Now listen up, you better get on guard a guilt sentence, okay? If you get that creamy slime bag and nuggety, I'll never forgive you, ever!
Not to be dead. Although that doesn't really affect.
Yeah, because death is a way of stopping things.
It's a minor inconvenience. Ah! Yeah. Maya, how's Maya? I don't know.
You're bloody useless, aren't you?
You don't know? Why are you here? She hasn't tried chowing me since yesterday. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Run to Malta? I like that idea. Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times when you have to force your biggest smile. Oh, just full of shit today. You can't give up. There's still some hope left. And by hope you mean miracle. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. We're all gonna die. Odering again. It's like... Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Go you. I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean to. Where are you? Well, left me join the investigation team. What, you fired? And we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then we have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're just wandering around the city, looking for things. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. If you can get Maya out, and if we can get Maya out, then you can get a guilty verdict. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make this trial last longer. Got it. Delay or everything.
Well, that won't take long.
Go, Mr. Edgeworth, with everything you've got. The two of you can draw it out. You two can never agree on anything.
Nope.
I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Ooh, McDonald's. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. No, I just turned to My Little Pony very quickly. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah, well, I don't have time for your hippie crap.
That's supposed to be a passionate. Yeah! Not a... Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck your hippie crap.
Yeah, I suppose
Fuck your hippie crap. It's too early in the morning for this hippie crap. Damn hippies.
Republicans. Law and order, it does make sense.
Hey, this kicks the ass ass.
No, I mean as in... Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. I've had my coffee and we're ready to roll.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews.
That's what I've got.
She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honour. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? By Jove. Yes, Juan Credo was killed by a professional assassin.
Ezio Tori.
The person who hired the assassin is his client, so to speak, is Matt on Guard. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honour. Back in the void.
Early on, like, messing around. I know what's going on, mostly. Who are you? Who am I? But we still have to hold out as long as we can. Delay everything. At least my says to speak very slowly. Like, objection, Your Honour.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand.
Still wearing the same outfit.
Still wearing the tux. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Oh, okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much.
That's our job.
Oh, sorry, well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of a guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes.
So you didn't know everything?
But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy.
Is there only one bellboy?
I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. If one assumes that the person Mr. On Guard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy...
Super bellboy.
What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we?
Feels like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? Oh, it's you. I didn't shower this morning. But for us to find out, we are going to have to charge in head first, right? After all, if you know it's a trap, it's not a trap.
Yeah.
It's just stupidity. Yeah, time manipulation powers. Always the good best thing. You saw two of them, the bellboy and the defendant together, correct?
Yep. The bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
Always brush your teeth. A tip?
So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think.
Before it becomes creepy, you're watching someone. And first, what do you mean by that?
Well, I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know what you think? I'm not psychic enough to get anyway. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago, in fact less than that, a few seconds ago, now for the most pointless flashback, literally a second ago. No.
In case you've forgotten.
He should be here. I mean, it's that bad. Maybe you felt something strange about a given incident itself. He used Franks. No one's used Franks for years.
Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Mr. Edgeworth, 14 across.
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right?
Just a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Well, you see, Matt's not a penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
It's a briefcase. How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened.
They both caught fire.
The bellboy put in the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Because he's very bad at telling stories.
Yeah, well, that's the way. The defendant is a huge star. He could afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. Would you please clarify for the court about how much you would say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
As a tip. A roll of cash?
More than Phoenix makes in a month.
Ever. Well, I think no one does pay him.
Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash that can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
He always looks suspicious of you, Nick. The defendant is a superstar. Superstar. This kind of tip is typical for people like him. They always pay bellboys massive money.
Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large payrolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, why on earth would I stay around here prosecuting?
Also, you are in it for the money, Edgeworth.
He doesn't even get paid.
Edgeworth does. Edgeworth has like a nice house, a sports car.
So I suppose that roll of cash was not a tip. Then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Anacarida. Then the bellboy the witness saw? Yes, he was the assassin.
Or was he?
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Was he wearing a hood?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer.
Subtle name.
He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Why does no one tell me things in the correct order?
Because that would be convenient. Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away.
As to that, this is not dramatically convenient. Smug grin on his face.
this time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom.
Too much information.
That's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so I had to be the assassin. So he had to be the assassin, I mean, sure. I'm sure of it, I mean...
That's all I got.
Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall see. So the bellboy came out to the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh.
Ha 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 ha! There's no laughing matter. I was being sarcastic.
He doesn't do sarcasm.
Does no one get my sarcasm?
Because it isn't.
Well, these pearls not here. She would hit me.
She is there, but she isn't.
So what exactly was so out of place about him?
Right. Why the insipid grin? It's a lovely word, insipid. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed.
Empty-handed?
Well, that bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. I'd call that a little strange, wouldn't you? I agree that is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
Try to pull a fast one. Because that's what you have to go for. There is nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
But there really is.
There really isn't. Children?
If you two are done being school children...
I know you are, what am I?
Room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever.
I know you are, Edgeworth, what am I?
Your Honour, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplemented with this new... I see. Very well. This court recognises and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir.
Now he looks disgruntled. Mr. Powers.
Yes?
Yes. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. In my Superman pose.
But isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches?
Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. At my holiday stamps from last year.
This is the crime scene.
There is the wine glass next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice, because no one drinks alcohol in Phoenix Wright Universe. And now, if you would look at what is on the top of the table in the lower right corner here, my face! Anyone can clearly see that it is tray and a bottle on it, or whatever else he said. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Ah, but... that would mean the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
I'm very dumb though. But can you prove that Mr. Corrida was already dead?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry.
Edgeworth doesn't show emotions.
Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
Yes, well, he had 3 arms.
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind.
All bellboys wear black leather gloves. So, what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy is wearing black leather cloth ones.
So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying that all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather?
Those are the sports analogies.
He's missing the game.
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even somebody like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
Yeah, well, shut up.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony.
The rest?
Oh, yes, please tell us more.
Tell me more, tell me. Let's not do that.
We're not doing Grease.
Phoenix Wright, the musical.
Of course.
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
You want details of my bathroom? No, that's...
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room?
Yeah, I kinda saw that by accident.
Yeah, accident.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I said, hold it. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
Choices.
Don't ask anything.
So who took this something the bellboy handed off?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm?
Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
Well, it was Mr. Onguard's room, correct? And Miss...
Okay. What did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so I gave the person inside the room the thing?
I said hold it again.
Okay.
That's better. Gossip people. What kind of statement is that? And we've been here before already getting
Yes, I'm assuming you got to ask the other question.
Yes. Don't say anything. He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime.
Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind.
Actually, I do mind.
When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance.
I'm not just delaying this.
This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Wooden statue, eh? Eh? Ooh, news update. Hold it, news update. Why is everyone not talking?
They're waiting for the news update.
Oh,
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
drama.
Where did that objection come from?
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you've really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matongard's mansion. At the defendant's house?
No, mansion.
What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelly Tequila assassinated Juan Corrida in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then, the bear being found at Mr. Ongard's mansion would mean...
Your voice changed halfway through there.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was the judge. It goes without saying, Mr. Matt Ongard is the killer's client.
The client's
The client's killer.
Wait a minute.
Order, I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. I hate my life.
I can tell by the look on his face.
Sorry, Mia. Why? I'm already dead. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Dickhead. What? Nothing. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. He gets really passive aggressive. And if you showed it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. Defined friend.
I think it's clear there's no need for us to continue on with this trial.
Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored.
Oh? Well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Edgeworth's hair. The one thing that Mr. Powers' testimony was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. Let's flashback to about 5 minutes ago. Oh, thank God my flashbacks have edited them. Edited flashbacks, the best thing ever. As long as we don't know who it was who took the bear. We can be sure of...
Ah!
Ah!
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, at least give us a good reason why. Yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What?
Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. Yeah, that's an arm you'd recognise.
Yeah. You have gotta be kidding!
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! Order!
It made me come up there.
You've dug your own grave yet again. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt on Guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Prove it.
Thanks to the defense, we've made all that much clearer.
What am I supposed to do now, Mia? Help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry. I could help, I'm just gonna stand here and be...
Now I'll bring this cross-examination to...
I'm not done yet, Your Honor. You can't object to me.
Again, Mr. Wright. We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright.
I'd like to see you try and drag me out of here. There are still questions left unanswered.
What are you trying to pull?
First one.
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Your beard.
It's not questionable.
I think it's fairly obvious the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright.
This was found at Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he's not had a chance to go home. Judge is really bored. I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not impossible that Mr. Engard. It was not possible. Yeah, what he said.
It was not possible that it was Mr. Engard.
Yeah, what he said.
At the hotel. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Power of email.
Email can't transport physical objects.
Not yet.
You haven't got the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I said you haven't got the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
What? Oh, you're just being there.
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion.
Left the cooker on.
We have this area completely surrounded. We don't do the dialogue, we're doing flashbacks.
It's black and white, so you know. I can't believe it. That's not butter.
The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak, and the killer was hiding at Engard Mansion as its butler. What a bold move.
My Engard's Batman.
The bear figurine was brought back to Engard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
Shit. Stupid hair, stupid frills.
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you?
Just the subtle treatment.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Hear the verdict. I will now announce my verdict.
Keep interrupting you. Just drag out as long as you can.
I'm going off you, Mr. Wright.
Very,
very quickly.
Your Honor.
What?
Right, okay. Right now we have these two reasons to leave my client the assassin. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, the very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it is possible this is all work for a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
You see, it's not. It's a nightmare to say that. The real client.
Yes.
This is all you have. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the real client of the killer and therefore the real murderer? Who could
My
it possibly
affair.
be? Meekins.
He's on my option.
Adrian Andrews.
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Mangar for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Ah.
Gah!
Oh, I forgot he was here. the nickel samurai time that I saw.
I could very well have been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Engard?
If you would please record yesterday's testimony on my blank piece of paper with that disco collar. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figurine in Mr. Engard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
That's a console.
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defence's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
I just realised he's gonna have to order pizza.
What is it with this trial?
Come on, anyone can tell Guard did it. With him sitting there swearing his milk.
Campbell, the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else.
And Maya's in there. You're unbelievable. It's some pity. It's your murder, you bastard. Boo! Boo!
Boo! I was going to say, Phoenix is having to go to a pretty dark place for this case. He's having to accuse someone who knows
they do those foul faces.
Order! 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 Oh, all decided parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Getting signs the system, man.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. It is usually my business. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory.
Slaps Nick. I challenge you, duel, sir.
Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear?
No, you're right. He's Edgeworth.
He's correct.
Yeah. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honour, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honour. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Prepare its witness.
Yes, Your Honour.
Needs to be butchered, put in a sandwich. Prepare. Whoa, we're instantly back here. Like, whiplash, dude. Whiplash.
Oh, God, I forgot he's still here.
I know the good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin this guilt on Adrian.
You're a monster.
Mr. Nick!
There's Pearls.
Pearls, where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong pal, someone called her away.
God.
God is angry. Japanese God. I forgot God.
Or the devil.
Yo, Mr. Nick, your phone is... Oh, it's Gumshoe. What do you want? How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. I have a headache. We just barely found something to latch onto. That's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where to kill her, Amira? Well, we still don't have any leads, but, What? We don't have any more time. If we had just one, even a single clue, it would be really helpful. A tent. What? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away? She's locked in a dusty little room right now. And I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? Well, let's think about that, Nick, shall we? Is there a circus in town? There's only one, pal, the very big circus. Maya's so within 300 feet radius of it. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Alright, draw a circle on the map about 300 feet radius from the main tent. That is the worst circle I've ever seen. And I can see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. That narrow down. Okay, what else? What else, man? Come on, man. I'm sorry, but there's a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, yes, hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. God bless you, Gumshoe. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Like my battery ever dies. Maya's not hurt, right? She's in pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's been starved. And that's not the worst punishment for Maya. Not feeding her. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? Do I look alright?
She's very happy suddenly.
Yeah. Well, I'm already dead, sir.
Compassion's a rare thing amongst the dead, seemingly.
So just order this pizza, it's going to be a long day.
Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice.
Someone actually gets done for obstruction of justice.
Apparently so.
No one knew.
However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
That's Teddy.
You've seen it before? That's right, it's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right.
Why? Why?
We're about to find out why, you clot.
How wait that long? I want to know now.
10 minutes, but I want it now. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell, but it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
Yeah, I can't open it. Yeah, well, Mr. Bear, meet Mr. Hammer.
So this figurine is a container of sorts, is it?
The most elaborate.
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is a superb craftsmanship.
Judge, woodworking.
Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
He knows his woodworking.
I think he probably does, actually.
Get bear after that. See what I did then, Nick? Leave the jokes to me, Mia. Leave the jokes to me. I'm going to make of every puzzle.
That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
That's for the lines on it. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly?
Oh god, are we actually going to go through
everything?
Good grief.
So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh! Yes, I see.
That's not playing with it, I imagine.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! This is most interesting.
You broke it. I heard that, Mr. Wright.
Oh! Don't mind me, go ahead and carry on.
This is a cute little bear, aren't you? Cute little bear.
So what did you find after you take the puzzle apart?
And how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Did you buy something like that? Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Okay, so Switzerland exists in this world.
Then this was a present from you? That's right.
And my pink diary.
It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan.
Stroke my imaginary beard.
Witness, let's continue with your testimony.
So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland.
That you mentioned.
So I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken.
Judge pulls hammer
Especially
out.
if someone wanted to get what it was inside. Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken.
That's like a pea bank, which everyone opens in films with a hammer.
Yes.
Rather than just the bottom.
Because they're stupid.
It's more dramatic. Who else knows about this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box?
I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? Of course, that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right?
Bless you.
Sorry about that. I seized in court. I apologize. It's that time of year again.
That time of year again?
Hmm.
Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize
What exactly?
that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewellery box.
Or is it?
Hmm. Now that we've agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
Jewelry?
What's inside? That's right. That's what we're going to find out next. Witness.
Me?
Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Apart from the judge.
He's trying, but Phoenix particularly. Even though she told him how to do it, and he still can't do it.
Please.
Insert Transformers transforming sound here. Can't do it. No one can mimic that sound.
I just had a go.
Yeah, but exactly mimic that sound.
Oh no, it's impossible to do exactly. I've opened it.
Also, he may have broken it slightly. Who was tampering with this? Oh, I have no idea.
Is this what you wanted?
Oh, my shopping list!
What is that? Looks like a note. Oh dear, I have an idea what this is. I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright?
My grocery list?
It's the suicide note. The suicide note. The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. And this is most definitely the note she left right before she committed...
Committed what?
I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. But I couldn't find it anywhere.
Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on my note? That's right, at least that's what I would...
I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of this note aloud. Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the dead silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impact left us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by Engard, about being engaged to Corrida and Engard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. My name's Phoenix Wright. I'm a detective.
I'm glad the judge didn't actually read it.
Yeah.
That's all that Miss Impact had to say.
This case has got dark enough.
There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
That's my job.
Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder.
Murder?
Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Good lord.
Matt On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why I had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Emphasis on the any.
That's what that hand stab was for.
Yep,
To emphasize.
damn right. It's on Gar's fault that woman killed herself.
I'll go to these with it. And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that.
How terrible! What a selfish person!
I guess there's not more lawyers out there who'll have had nose creeps too. I have no idea what that was going.
Yeah, we've all got weird voices with this. There was no margin for doubt here. Mr. Tequila's client's goal was to establish this suicide note.
Obtain.
The only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems as we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. Two deadly pieces of evidence. The gavel is already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! Choices? Please wait, Your Honor.
Oh man, look at that lawyer.
It's Meyer in the audience. Are you still going at it?
It looks like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
That was 1930s. The assassin took this with him for the crime scene. That's a different... And the request of his client, of course.
So, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was man on guard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell just by looking at it, but this bear was really a jewelry box. The chances that man on guard thought the note were inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh? I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there is no reason why Mr. Guard would ever... Yeah, what he said.
But I would think this was a jewelry box.
Yeah.
Order! 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 Make a valid point, Mr. Wright.
For once.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
God became. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Ooh, cookies!
Oh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself.
Edgeworth.
I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? Matt on guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And?
Fire types for his weakness.
The victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard.
And 40 million viewers on cable.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright.
I didn't do anything. Yes, Your Honor?
You, don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
Throws the gavel at him.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. Well, this camera that I have is not that same one.
It's in the other
Last
guy.
night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this.
Pretty sure you need a warrant to do that.
Probably has one as well. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Onguard's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, I'm out of here. So long. Look at those cameras hidden all over the place, huh? There's one in my hairstyle.
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Master on Guard learned of the
Master
suicide
on
notes
Guard.
with his Mr. I keep saying Matt instead of Mr. He was watching the victim all along.
Got me good.
Got me good this time.
You win this one.
Hey, now that's a lawyer thinking.
That was Marty's. Mommy, is that man about to kill her guy?
Shh! Stop, don't look at him.
Oh Would someone please think of the children? The way he's swearing is just so ew, nasty. Phoenix, don't let me come up there. Yes, Chief. Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet?
And she's smiling.
What am I going to do next? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case. But in his eagerness to prove his point, he's forgotten for one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? Tell me! There's one piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Because becoming dead makes you omnipotent as well.
Yes.
Have I mentioned that? Also, I can read your mind. You will never have an innocent thought again. I would really hate to see his good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look at the guys him when he had the chance. This is called playing the pronoun game. It could be any one of them.
Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
Give me a minute. I have an objection, Your Honor. As a judge, I was.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, the defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
This is just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? Shut up, Mia!
So you're telling me that I forgot something?
You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Give me a minute! Give me a minute!
That is Miss Impactor's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession till a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note is yet to be analysed.
Oh.
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, has yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake?
You are the one who tried to pin the murder on Mr. Engard. You say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it in this bear.
How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
But if it is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle was herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame my Engard.
I did no such thing. Right! If you're going to pronounce the suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
I don't need evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, you are the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. I'm going for a coffee.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It is as the defense stated, the handwriting has yet to be analysed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible!
This isn't good, Phoenix.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate. Handwriting, go ahead.
There you go.
Handwriting on my butt.
Engard is guilty. Look at any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
The more man.
I was going to say, join in.
Guilty! It's the offended guy at the back. Oh, shit, my phone's going off in court.
In court! What
Whose phone
is that sound?
Whose phone is that? Great. Excuse me. Hello, Gumshoe?
Oh, God.
Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I didn't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way I could make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? Well, yeah, I found his hideout, pal. The killer cave. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. As you can tell, I'm very affected by this. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I'll just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more.
Guilty!
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 Not guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty! Sorry.
Guilty! Guilty!
Guilty.
Kill the non-believer!
Coffee? Do you hear that? They call him for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't for us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! My face! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you gotta buy us some more time.
Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
Sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this, however.
It
It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. Court is now adjourned for the day.
Anyone says one word.
I am not happy. Where is my sherry? Please wait, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I have requested another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary test on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor.
Oh, your pizza is free.
Wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvened tomorrow? 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for.
Please, Your Honor. Ooh.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess, but be advised I will not allow another recess today. I'm liking bad-tempered judge.
He's not found loose there.
Court will now take its final recess of this day.
Even he's had enough of that shit. Meanwhile, back in the very white lobby.
Kill them.
Yes.
Right. Well, what's going on with my situation?
The killer looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her at that time. For the love of God, come here. Why'd you have to find me? Is that Mr. Edgeworth?
We don't have time. Just spit it out.
Right. Looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things.
Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really?
That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. Besides, I'm not a detective. One of those guys out looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. It's also heavily illegal.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I have got to put the law on hold for now. With my hunk of junk car, I'll save you there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
hell was that? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me!
No one can stop. I'm... What happened?
It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well.
What was he thinking? We gotta hurry and call for help.
But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them.
No, we can't let that happen.
Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance.
Don't drive and be on the cell phone at the same time, kids. You will have an accident.
It's illegal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
In the UK, at least.
Yeah. That's right, there is a way.
What? How?
I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this.
My attorney's badge.
Yes.
Why bring up Francisco at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have.
Sadly. Remember, she's got a tracer bug on.
I just remembered that, yes.
Edgeworth.
What is it?
You care so much. I don't have the right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now? I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death.
Right. But doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you did your job well or not. That can only be seen after the verdict has been decided.
The verdict?
Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent.
Beat is out 9:30s.
Probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go and take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
That beat it without 9:30s. I imagine he in the monologues, not all the way there.
It's hard life being a bailiff.
Only I can throw people out with style.
Anyway, will Phoenix find Gumshoe? Will they find out if they've managed to solve this case? Tune in next time. Same Phoenix Wright place. Same Miles Edgeworth time.